Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to be picking my November TBR with, drumroll, the TBR jar. I feel awful about the lighting. I did shut this window, hopefully that helps a little bit, but this is my TBR shelf. Yes, I have an entire shelf, I don't have a cart. It's bad, guys. I know. Definitely making progress, and that's what this video is about. We are going to pick at least 6 little TBR prompts and hope that I can finish it in the month of November. 6 books is better than 0. Is my thought. To get into it, I do want to talk about the Goodreads challenges. If you guys aren't aware, Goodreads has this little optional challenges and they have themes, and they just released 2 on November 1st. So we're going to go ahead and look at them and then pick the books that I want to read for the 2 prompts that have released. I know there's going to be another one that comes out November 11th, and we'll just have to add that on. And it'll be fine. Say whenever I look through these prompts, I always look for books that I own. And so I was so excited when I saw that the Native American Heritage Month one had The Sentence as a book. This is a book that I was supposed to have read in June for book club, and I was sick and couldn't go to that book club. So I never read it, and we own it. This book is about a Native American bookshop owner who is kind of dealing with the ghost of a white woman who claims to have Native heritage. So it's kind of playing on that. It did win the Pulitzer Prize, which is a really, really big deal. And it's a New York Times bestseller, as this says. So I'm super excited to read this. I actually have already started it. I'm like 15% the way through. So loving this so far, and we'll definitely be reading this. The short and sweet challenge. Unfortunately, there was no book on there that I haven't already read that I own. Hopefully that sentence makes sense. But I did see Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green on there, and I do actually have that on hold at my library through Libby. So I am going to go ahead and read this. It's like a 6-hour audiobook. I did want to read it anyway, so this will be the book we're reading for that challenge. Now that those are discussed, we're going to go ahead and pull some prompts for my little TBR jar. There were some purple sticky notes in here from the last time I did this, and I think I've only done this once, and it was like a year ago or something. So I did add, I think, like 4 more, and they're the pink ones. So hopefully we get a good mix of them. I did look and write all the prompts, so I do know what's in here. But it's gonna be exciting, so let's do it. I'm so excited. I'm scared. Should I close my eyes? I'll do that. Oh, stuff fell out. Oh gosh. They're all, you know, this is the harm of them being sticky notes. Hold on. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, so the first one we have is a pink one. Oh my gosh, and it is 25 in 2025. So at the beginning of this year, I made a 25 books that I want to read in 2025. I actually finished 15 out of 25 of the books, which is a pretty good number compared to my 24 in 2024. So let's go ahead and pull up the list. 1 second. So we have some good choices. I'll go through the choices really fast. We have Blue Sisters, The Perfect Couple, Watching You, The Inevitable Queer, Jane Eyre, Lightlark series, Magnolia Park series, A Little Hope, or Carrie Soto is Back. Definitely not going to be reading a series at this point, and I shouldn't have put series on here to begin with because that just adds to the number of books it is. It's not actually 25 books. I'm trying to think of, like, it's going to be November, what type of book fits the vibe. I almost want to read A Little Hope. That book has been on my TBR for over 3 years, I think. Let's grab the book. Hold on. Oh, she's all the way at the top. I wanted to read this book last month, so I feel like this is pretty good to read. This one says, Freddie and Greg seem to have it all. A comfortable home at the edge of the woods, a beautiful young daughter, a bond that feels unbreakable. But when Greg is diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer, the sense of certainty that they once knew evaporates. Greg's boss, Alex, grapples with a secret of his own. Meanwhile, Darcy is still coming to terms with the loss of her husband as she worries about her struggling adult son, Luke. Ginger returns home longing for a past relationship, and Ahmed wonders if he'll ever find true love. So it looks like it, honestly, kind of similar to Beartown, where you're just seeing a culmination of people that are hanging out. This has been, oh my gosh, November 2021. This has been on my TBR for 4 years. I think that this is the book that we have to read since it's November, and I got this book in November 4 years ago. That's actually crazy. We're gonna read this book and hopefully I finish it. It does look like it's gonna be like just under 300 pages, so I can definitely finish this. Wish me luck. Here's our first book. I guess we're just going back in. I'll close my eyes again. I feel like this is another pink one. Hold on. I'm grabbing this one. Okay. Book that's been on your TBR for over a year. I don't know if it's gonna load or focus. So, book on TBR for over a year. That's gonna be a lot of these books. Let's look. I honestly have no idea. Look at all these books. Guys, wait, I have an idea. I could do something really sneaky and read this book. It's Love. It's a classic. It's really short. And so that makes me want to read it. But there is a prompt in there that has classic. So if I choose this, it could end up being the classic that I want to read, you know? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna keep it. Hold on. Okay, what about this book? It's called Eileen. It's by Otessa Mashef. I read like 2 or 3 books by her and she's incredible. It's a Christmas season book, so I feel like it could be a good time. Let's read the back of this and decide. Christmas season offers little cheer for Eileen, trapped between caring for her alcoholic father and her job as a secretary at the boys' prison. She tempers her dreary days with dreams of escaping to the big city. In the meantime, her nights and weekends are filled with shoplifting and cleaning up her increasingly deranged father's messes. When the beautiful, charismatic Rebecca arrives on the scene, Eileen is enchanted. But soon Eileen's affection for Rebecca will pull her into a crime that far surpasses even her own wild imagination. I think we're gonna choose this book just to be safe. This is also a pretty short book. Let's see. I don't want to... 260 pages, so it's under 300. I think this is what we're going to choose, and I don't know how long this has been on my TBR, but it's definitely over a year. It's probably over 2 years for sure. Guys, let's pick another one. I feel like I should pick a purple one. I did look, but I don't know what it is. I promise. Translated. I don't know if I have any translated fiction on this shelf, but let's check. 1 second. Guys, I have one. Wait, this is called Men Without Women, and I think it's Haruki Murakami is the author. I've never read anything from him, but I know that he is very popular, and this is a collection of stories, and I don't really know what it's about. And there's not, I guess there is a back. I'll go ahead and read it. It says, across 7 tales, Haruki brings his powers of observation to bear on the lives of men who, in their own ways, find themselves alone. Here are the lovesick doctors, students, ex-boyfriends, actors, bartenders, and even Kafka's Gregor Samsa brought together to tell stories that speak to us all. In Men Without Women, Murakami has crafted another contemporary classic marked by the same wire, humor, and pathos that have defined his entire body of work. So I'm really excited about this. This has, I want to say I've had this since like the summer of 2021, like the freshman year, or my summer after freshman year. So it's been on the TBR for a while, so I'm super excited. Yay, I'm so glad I had translated fiction. This is incredible. 3 more, we're halfway through. I almost am like, I don't know, I'll close my eyes again. Oh, a purple one, yay. Okay, queer author / protagonist. Exciting. Okay, let's look. Let's look through the books. I honestly don't know if I have any fiction with a queer author at this time. I think I've probably read them all. I do know, is A Certain Hunger queer? Wait, I'm not positive that A Certain Hunger is a queer author or queer protagonist, but I want to say that feels correct. But I do know that these 2 are queer authors and also about queerness. This one is literally called The Inevitable Queer, Volume 1. This is actually a person that I went to high school with. He is a blogger, and so he put together some of his essays. This is in the 25 that I want to read in 2025, so this is definitely a high contender. But then I also realized I have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong, and I do have it signed, which is so cool. And I realized this is actually on the Short and Sweet Goodreads challenge, and it's part of my physical TBR. So I almost want to go ahead and give this a read. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm trying to decide between these two. And they're both nonfiction. Let me put this one back. I think I'm leaning towards this one just because I really want to read it. Of course, I'm going to read JoJo's book eventually, but I think this is going to be our 4th book for queer author / queer protagonist. Hey, I can't believe we only have 2 left. Let's grab another one. Oh, a blue one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Classic or memoir. Guys. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're doing Love. We're doing Love by Angela Carter because I literally said something about getting a classic. So we're going to be doing this. This is Angela Carter's 5th novel. With surgical precision, it charts the destructive emotional war between a young woman, her husband, and his disrupted brother as they move through a labyrinth of betrayal, alienation, and broken connections. I'm totally now remembering I have tried to read this a few times and it was a little hard to get into, but we're going to do it. It is just over 100 pages, so we're going to finish this for this challenge. It's a good one. That was our 5th book. We only have 1 more prompt. Okay, I'll put them back in the jar so you guys can actually see me picking. Okay, we're going to go in. We're going to really get in there. Is this 2? Oh, it's just 1. I'm ripping it. Okay, let's see what this one is. Genre you don't normally read. Okay, that's an exciting one. I feel like a genre I don't normally read is horror. I read my first horror book, I think, this past month in October. And I want to say, like, for sure that was the first time I've ever read that. And I realized, like, that I never read horror. But I don't know if I own any more outside of A Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. So let's take a look. I think there might be only 2 books that fit in the horror genre. I think one of them is technically more mystery than horror, but we're gonna look at both of them and we're bringing up A Certain Hunger again. I'm pretty sure that this is a horror. We're gonna check on Goodreads. Where's my phone? Okay, I can't find a tag, but I'm pretty sure this is considered horror. For these purposes, we're going to consider it. I will read the back. It says, food writer Dorothy loves what she does, discerning, meticulous, and very, very smart. Dorothy's clear mastery of the culinary arts makes it likely that she could, or on any given night, whip up a more inspired dish than any one of the chefs she writes about. Dorothy loves sex as much as she loves food, and while she has struggled to find a long-term partner that can keep up with her, she makes the best of her single life, frequently traveling from Manhattan to Italy for a taste of both. But there is something within Dorothy that's different from everyone else, and having suppressed it long enough, she starts to embrace what makes Dorothy uniquely, terrifyingly herself. Recounting her life from a seemingly idyllic farm-to-table childhood, the heights of her career, to the moment she plunges an ice pick into a man's neck on Fire Island, Dorothy shows us what happens when a woman finally embraces her superiority. I'm so excited. I'm picking this one, but I will tell you about the body on the bed. This is a mystery crime, which I also think fits in, and it has a short blurb, so let's read it. Mary Fanning finds a body on the bed in the house next door, poisoned. Smart, tough, and inquisitive, she covers the murder trial. As the first woman reporter for the Kansas Daily Tribune, amid the upheaval of post-Civil War Lawrence, she unravels the diabolical plots and desperate lives that led to 3 dead bodies in a shocking last act. So of course I have this book because I live in Lawrence, Kansas. I went to KU, and so it's set here, so we have it, but we're not reading her yet. We're gonna go ahead and choose A Certain Hunger. Okay guys, so we have our 6 books here that correlate to our 6 prompts. So let's go through them one last time and then we will go ahead and end this video. First prompt that we have is 25 and 2025. And we chose A Little Hope for this book. Very excited. And then we have a book on the TBR for over a year, and we decided to choose Eileen by Otessa Moshfegh. Then we have translated fiction, and we chose Men Without Women by Haruki Murakami. Also very excited about this. We have classic or memoir, and we chose Love by Angela Carter. Then the second to last one is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong, and that was our queer author or protagonist. And last but not least, a genre that we don't usually read, and we chose A Certain Hunger. So these are the 6 books that I'm going to be reading this month thanks to our little TBR jar. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will hopefully read all of these and keep you all updated. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love. Bye, guys.